Hello, this is the HK416 build so far that I have this done. So in the last video on this we had Cerakoted the upper. Turns out it wasn't H339 multicam pale green. They actually accidentally coated it in H340 multicam light green, which I actually really like anyway, because this green is kind of more of a yellow green rather than a blue or a gray green, and so it goes quite well with the RAL 8000 furniture. So I went ahead, this is just a standard Centurion Arms lower, which I then cut for the bolt catch, and then just had them Cerakote. So regular HK416 A8 bolt catch, the polymer levers for that, with just a standard safety axle in there. HK416 A8 type trigger guard. I forget where I got this, but there are a bunch of places that now make these. Regular HK416 magazine catch, the V2 version of the grip. I also have the V7 with the lockable storage in RAL 8000, but this one's a bit more comfortable. They're end plate with loops, X2 dev group, interior handle, one of the best charging handles out there. This is a genuine HK extended castle nut, although I do have several different versions that are non-HK extended castle nuts made by different companies like HKparts.net and House Manufacturing, the same people who made this upper. Regular HK RAL 8000 buffer tube that I bought from Hurricane Butterfly years ago. I don't know if you can really get these anymore. And then an HK 416 Slimline RAL 8000 stock. I actually bought this directly from HK USA's own web store, which by the way is one of the cheapest places to get these if you can, because when they have them they're only $80, and plus you can always get 10% off HK's web store. And then of course the dust cover. Also, this pin right here, this is a not a standard pin. I don't like the standard pins because they use the C-clips, and I don't like small parts like this. This is actually a V7 pin, where this part right here is of a larger diameter, so it can't go through the hole. It can only go that far, and it stops. And of course, on the other end, you have the barrel nut that is stopping it. This up here is Lucid Optics P8 that I just got in last week. Just kind of curious to see how it does. I have a couple of Vortex Spitfire 5Xs, and I was comparing those to an EOTech G45, and the G45 is slightly better, but it's really close. Has a slight edge and white transmission and clarity at night, but otherwise very close. And then this is a 4X Lucid Optics Blue Radical, pretty cool. Getting towards the front of the gun, it's just all standard stuff, regular piston rod, regular piston. This is Brownell's version of the gas block. The only difference is this doesn't have the piece here for the front sight, but I wasn't going to use that anyway. And then it does vent out the front. The only thing I'm missing for this build at this point is one of the new, what I'd like is one of the new G95A1 or HK416 A8 handguards, which I'll do not exactly a video on those, but a video on all the HK types, 416 types in the future. There you go. The other side, as you can see, just normal stuff. You can always tell a 416 mag catch because it's flat here. It doesn't actually have any pin. A few other people make ones that are like that are flat, but HK is one of the few. Also, these pins here, just standard pins, house manufacturing, same people who made the upper made those. But even though they're standard, they pop and fit very nicely. Really good finish on these, whatever they did with them. It feels like a nitriding. And then, as you can see here, the HK416 A7 ambidextrous bolt catch. I don't know why more people don't use something like this. You have the PDQ levers, which I have on one of my lowers, that it's a single piece lever. It goes across from this side to the other side. Really simple. Same with this. SIG has those really simple bolt catches on their Spear LT and Spear. And I see all these people with, ambidextrous lowers, and I'm like, dude, this is so much simpler. It's one piece. All you have to do is cut through the lower. You don't have to use any extra pieces, any extra pins. It's really simple. Like, why isn't this the standard for ambidextrous lowers? I'll tell you another reason why it's useful. If my finger is here on the gun, you can see, obviously, I can reach this pretty easily. And when I push in, I know that's the magazine release I just hit. When I pull back on the bolt, lift up, so you have, point being, you have a different axis of movement for your bolt catch and release on this side versus for your magazine release. Magazine release is in, bolt catch is up, bolt release is down. It's intuitive. And I know X2 Dev Group has one where it hinges on this other side, and then they have a little cut through here and it comes down in the lower. The problem with that is for them, because it hinges and every time you pivot, it's just a mechanical thing, you reverse the direction, you push down in order to actually hold the bolt. Because that makes the bottom part pivot down, the upper part pivot up, and then you push up in order to release the bolt. And I'm like, why isn't this the standard? Why don't everyone go to this? Because it's so simple and very intuitive. Anyway. Enough with that small rant at the end there. I thought you guys would like to see that, and hopefully someday I will get a handguard and definitely be getting some type of muzzle device for this in the future that'll work with this suppressor, but more good things later. That's all.